So who talks first? You talk first? I talk first.
Ladies, gentlemen, Wampers on a one-armed age, welcome to Hell of a Pilot episode 39. This is definitely not take 2, because I got it wrong again. We're at Mike's house once more. Mike is on my right, Lockie's on my left. What are we going to talk about today, Mike?
We are talking numbers. We're talking point values of the 3 factions that we have.
When did we find out about these point values, Lockie?
About a few weeks ago.
Oh, we're just behind. No, we were going to talk about last episode, but we would have gone on for way too long.
Yeah, this is not, it's not new information, but we've had so much to talk about that we've been picking and choosing what we were going to talk about on a week-to-week basis, and we've just gotten up to the points value. So it's not that we're behind, we've just been triaging all the information.
Mm-hmm.
We're now roughly a month away from release, I believe.
Oh, is it less than a month? I think it's closer to 2 weeks, I think.
What day is it being released? I thought it was the 21st.
The 13th.
The 13th?
Yeah.
We are 3 weeks away from release.
3 weeks.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's pretty exciting.
Alright, have you guys pre-ordered?
Yes.
Yep.
Hell yes.
Very good.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
What are you getting?
I am getting both the Rebel and Imperial conversion kits. So.
Are you buying the core rule book? Cool rule set?
Oh yes, that too. I've pre-ordered that too. So I've got everything. So I'll get some new ships in it, gets a whole lot of cards and a whole lot of stuff. So yeah, I'm pretty excited.
Lockie?
Okay, before I say the amount of 2.0 I've got, I just want to let everybody know that people got me pre-orders for my birthday.
Oh, that's nice of them.
So that's why I'm getting the core set, all 3 conversion kits, a fire spray, a Y-wing, an X-wing, and Lando's Falcon.
Oh, you're getting it?
Yeah,
Lando's Falcon is gonna be great.
Yeah, I'm gonna like make some trades for bits and pieces in that. But anyway, yeah, like that would be a hell of a lot of money spent on X-Wing, except it's not all mine, and that's the best way to do anything money related.
Yeah, I'm just not eating for that month.
It means you go on a diet. The great X-Wing diet.
Oh, Mike, you're looking great. What diet?
Thanks, it's 2nd edition. It's my 2nd edition body. Oh, what are you gonna get? What are you getting?
I was going to say, maybe he was born with it, maybe it's 2nd edition. I'll probably just be getting the core rules, the Scum and Villainy, and fire spray, because I need a fire spray in my life, because there needs to be more fire sprays in the game.
Agreed. And also lore. We're doing lore.
Yes, whose turn is it?
It's my turn.
Yay, what are you doing?
Magva Yarrow.
Okay.
Because she...
What was she from? I know.
Rogue.
Rogue One.
Yes.
She's one of the angels, isn't she?
She's one of the Cabin Angels. She is a U-Wing pilot. She's a crew card. Her crew card was very popular even before she was released. People went nuts for her ability. And also, look, she just looks cool.
Yeah.
So
I think we saw her for all of like 3 seconds in Rogue One, like you know when they're going through the cabin, and we're looking at all those like really badass dudes, and they're all staring at Jyn, just like with steely, glinty eyes or tentacles.
That does not stop the Star Wars storytelling machine. It doesn't matter how long you're on screen for.
Yeah, you get a backstory at least 2 pages long on the wiki. Good for you.
Yes.
Magma Yarrow. How big is her backstory? Just is it a short one? Is it a long one? I'm just really interested for about 3 seconds. Like, how much did they get?
You'll see.
Oh, okay, fine.
But also, have any of us had any significant life events since the last time we recorded?
No, still engaged. That's a positive.
Yeah.
Yourself, sir?
Yeah, still engaged.
Very good, Mike.
Okay.
Are you engaged?
No.
But
look, the point is, since last time, life has been progressing as normal for all of us.
Yes.
Okay, fine.
Lovely. With that, it's on with the show.
Good day, citizens, and welcome to HoloNet News. Today's top story, the Engineering Sector Financial Report. Information regarding the specifications and economic value points of spacecraft have been flooded to the public, and we have been authorized to offer listeners exclusive insight into the state of the Imperial military manufacturing in order to encourage you to invest in these companies and their products. Your Navy needs your support and your credits, so listen up and decide how you want to give your family's money to the Empire this week. Cygnus Spaceworks opened strongly, with the cost of their classic Lambda shuttle going up by only half a point despite now featuring rear-facing defensive weapons. The Omicron group have done well to improve their own effectiveness without passing that cost on to the consumer. There'll be no sneaky rebels pursuing our officers from behind anymore. Speaking of officers, prices at Kuat drive yards are slightly down this week, though this is being met with skepticism. Rumors persist that the diminished cost of the Decimator is intended to attract investors concerned about alterations to the functionality of the turret armament. All eyes are on veteran Decimator spokesman Rear Admiral Shirano as the folks at Kuat hope he can make interest in the ship level out. Shifting now to Sinar Fleet Systems, prices on everyone's favorite fighter, the TIE Defender, are now shockingly high, facing an increase of around 7 points. Sinar were quick to defuse the situation by pointing out the increased shields and systems of the ship, but the consumer base seemed willing to pay the increased prices anyway. In the meantime, TIE Island fighters are always a good investment and remain in plague proportions, with the surplus being made available for sale to the Mining Guild. Remember, points cost of ships can rise and fall at any time, so fly yours while you can. This is HoloNet News.
Good one. I liked how you threw in that little bit about Defender people will always fly Defenders. God, I hate Defenders.
Lockie and I were talking before we started recording, and I was just rubbing my hands in glee in the idea of flying a double Defender list with iron cannons.
So
With Duke.
So, here's the thing, right? I walk in, Mike said, how's it going? I'm alright. How are you going, Mike? He's like, yeah, I'm good. He goes, so, what I'm excited to fly in 2.0 is a double Defender list. And I'm like, why are you telling me? This is not a surprise. This is not news. Why are you telling me this?
Surprise!
Okay, so I want to go with Succumbent Villainy because it's my turn. I'm taking the lead on this one. Let's hit it with the Aggressor Assault Fighter. Well, the IG-88s. Point cost of 70 each. What does that mean? That means you can get 2 of them. It means you can't get a third, unfortunately. Very close. However, they can be kitted out to the 9s.
Yes. Are we going
straight out of the gate? I really think that Aggressor Brobots are going to be back.
Well, they won the last world.
Well,
yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Not only that, it's Brobots Plus, because
Yes.
you can only fit 2 Brobots in a list, but you can fit 2 Brobots and Forlom,
Yeah.
and 2. You can't fit 2 and Yuri.
Oh, because Forlom has that. Yeah. So, because which one of the IG-88s can also give thing?
A.
Yes.
Yeah. So there's another calculate wielding creature in that list.
That could be a good list.
Yeah.
I like that. BTL A4. I mean, we're going to try to shoot through these because there's so many to do.
Oh, we don't have to do all of them. I figured we'd just like.
Okay, let's talk
highlights.
about the highlights and lowlights. Highlight: Aggressor Assault Fighter. Highlight: YT 1300 Light Freighter, customized Han Solo Lando Calrissian L337 Freighter Captain. They are so cheap.
Dirt cheap.
They are so cheap. 54 points for Han Solo, 49 for Lando, 47 for L337.
Never gonna see the table.
Which ones?
The
L337?
L337.
No.
Never. As a pilot, never.
No, you're absolutely right. But the fact that you can get 4 of these on a board, and we did just quick math before, and that's 46 health. 46. If you stick on
A title on one of them.
yeah, which
Yeah.
you give it to probably Han Solo. That's just intense.
Yeah.
You can just slow play that.
Yeah, I mean, also you can actually literally block everybody by just putting them in a line.
Yeah.
It's just
This is true.
like they're like a sort of British infantry in the 18th century. Okay, advance and fire.
Oh man.
Oh, that's terrifying. And they have front and back facing firing arcs. I mean, yes, they're firing two red dice at the front, and unless it's Han Solo, but I really think that's going to be a strong list. It's just there's just so much HP to burn through.
Actually, depending on how you were able to do it, if you had a couple of them with the firing arc facing forward and backward, and a couple facing left and right, and flew them in like a phalanx kind of thing.
Like the like the magic carpet that when people are flying 4 Wookiees.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so this is no, you're right. Actually, fly it in a diamond, fly it in a
fly in a diamond formation,
and just
be that cool guy.
And or you could just have a one zipper head and shoot out the back. It's
just a lot of HP to go through. I mean,
Exactly.
like how long are games shortened to? I think like 45 minutes.
Have they actually put a hard cap on time for second
I don't
edition?
know. I would assume they'd have to, because when you have 48 points or 46 points of HP, there's gonna be a cap. Lowlight, Rip Fang Fighter. Some people are saying that it's fine, and we've had these discussions on our Facebook page. But Rip Fang Fighter, Fen Rao, almost as much as an aggressor. Yes, that's yeah, we get it. The aggressor is the aggressor's 70 points, and that's pretty good. Fen Rao, 2 points for 2 points less. You can get a whole lot less HP. Good
and
for
a
you.
lot less modifications.
Yes. Less handshaking and
Yes.
look, if you're gonna be super cool and fly Fen Rao, please go right ahead. Don't let me stop you. Don't tell me you're doing the wrong thing. But good for you. Fire sprays, 80 points for Boba Fett.
Well, it's not just points though. Sorry, thinking about Fen Rao.
Oh, yeah, he's-
the Fang Fighter. They can't have modifications. The only things you can put on a Fang Fighter are pilot talent and torpedo.
Yeah.
So goodbye auto thrusters.
Yeah, no, they can't. They can't have the afterburners. Can't have
Yeah.
the stealth device.
No.
Which I'm wondering if they thought, Fen Rao getting a free, the free evade thing, the extra dice. Sorry,
Yeah.
with the stealth device would be too OP. But there's now a scaling points cost for upgrades. They could have just made it. It's more expensive to put a stealth device on a thing with 3 evade dice. Just for example, because people who are saying that the Fang Fighter should cost that much are pointing to the free, the free evades and that kind of
Yeah.
thing. Only Fen Rao has that. Like the
Yeah.
generics don't have it.
So really, because what we're really talking about is an interceptor style ship.
Yeah.
And if you compare that to the Imperial Interceptor, which actually has 2 mod slots.
Which I think a lot of people,
Yeah.
people are saying in second edition they probably wouldn't put two modifications on an interceptor, or they're expensive.
Yeah.
Which I don't know.
Yeah, and we talk about Imperials, but your base alpha is 34 points.
Yeah, that
So-
is 10 points cheaper than the Zealous Recruit.
So the really skilled players, they're going to make the Fang Fighter get up and dance, and they won't really care about
Yeah.
the points that it costs. But your inexperienced players, they're going to be really scared of flying the Fang Fighter.
But wasn't it always a kind of a high skill ship anyway?
yes.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. So
absolutely.
do you know what I mean? So it's like anything. Is like if the Fang Fighter is your thing and you really want to fly it, you'll make it work.
It's got no double actions now, no PTL.
Yeah.
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 It's just, again, like, if you can make it work and make it dance, and please.
Yeah.
But I will personally not be flying a Fang Fighter.
No, you still love Fen.
So did I. He was such a...
You were a good Fen player.
I
as well. You were a very
loved
good
the
player.
old Fen, old
Yeah.
Terok, rip into someone and then take away all of their green tokens.
No,
and be
remember,
like,
do it. You do
fire
now.
away. It was great. It was good times.
Happy times.
Those are happy times.
Salad
I
days.
want to say better times, but they weren't.
Yes.
Manaroo was a real problem,
Yes.
and I used that.
Yes.
But for the fire spray, Boba Fett, he's 80 points, and I think that's fair.
Look, I think a couple of things. That it goes down to a medium base, if I remember correctly, which is great, which makes that. And if you look it's a toolbox ship.
Yeah, it's
Look what,
everything.
Yeah.
Can you have it? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
He can't take a gunner.
Yeah, you can with the title.
Yeah. So, look, I expect the fire spray will get a lot of love initially. We'll see how it goes, but I think on the medium base, with the rear arc, it's going to be a good ship. It's going to be solid.
Speaking of gunners, let's quickly jump over to the one Lockie pointed out to me. 4 points for Han Solo.
Yeah,
Hot
yeah.
damn.
Look,
That's so good.
Bargain
the
basement Han Solo.
The Scum Han Solo gunner, when you engage, you may perform a red focus action.
So it's push the limit to focus only.
yeah, but it's still like
It's really good.
it's huge. I don't understand why. Look, like yes, people are saying it's good, but I think it's better than good. It's amazing. It's 4 points. It's one of the cheapest things you can get.
Well, because generally having that kind of action efficiency in most of the game is actually coming at a significant cost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, think Luke Skywalker, which is in the Rebel faction, which is 30 points.
Yeah.
So
it's cheap as.
it's better than an action.
Yeah.
It's an engagement phase action.
Yep.
If you fail your action in the action phase, you can still have a focus token when you fight. If you have, because he's a gunner, not a crew, if you put Perceptive Co-Pilot in the crew slot, in the engagement phase in Boba Fett, so you're probably shooting first, so engaging first, you can get 2 focus tokens. One for attack and one for defense. Or
That's
you
not.
know, it's just quite good.
It's just a good
Well,
card.
I was going to say, expect that to be errated in the app.
Or with Lando crew, all of a sudden your engagement phase focus token is your choice of target, lock, or focus. It's just quite good.
Yeah,
And
I reckon that Perceptive Co-Pilot with the fire spray with Han, because he has the missile ability, because he has the missile and the cannon. It's going to be a good thing. It's going to be a really good thing. Let's move on to the G1A Starfighter, the Forlom Zuckuss.
AKA the minibus.
No, not. Oh yeah, the minibus, not the party bus. The minibus.
The minibus.
There are so many buses in the Scum team.
Yeah.
they're PS matched now, which
Oh yeah, so they can help each other.
which is good. Yeah, if you fly them separately, I just mean that I think it's interesting that in second edition they've gone, okay, we don't actually need to assume thematically or otherwise that there's superior pilots to the other. Like the ships are being made to function at a particular initiative level. Yeah.
Forlom, Zuckuss, and Gan Feinsman. They're 43 points for a Gan Feinsman. I think that we were talking earlier, and I think this is another really strong list. If you have 4 of these, stick them on the table, then you have 14, 28 points for upgrades. Yeah, that's fine. That will be good. I think because once again we're gonna have the issue of just how much hull can you chew through. And are they now 180 degree arcs?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
No, it's the kind of ship could almost do with it.
Yeah, I feel
because
like
it was, I think, universally regarded as in first edition as dead on arrival.
Yeah, but it did find its place eventually.
Yeah,
But it's you can put advanced sensors and fire control system on there, so
it was meant to be the Scum B-Wing.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, so I think it's struggled in the same way that the B-Wing did.
Let's talk about the Hawk.
Oh,
Alright, go on.
One thing, I won't make it take long. On the G1A, I'll be interested to put the L3 crew on there, because as soon as it loses its shields, the red banks become white and the white banks become blue, and all of a sudden this ship, after being just slightly damaged, is virtually stress proof.
Okay, let's move over to the Paylob, because I love Paylob. He's 38 points. Yeah, that's good. That's fine. I'm okay with this. That's
With a Moldy Crow title.
slap the Moldy Crow title on him. All of a sudden, he's terrifying. I love it. Thank you very much for keeping him that cheap. The Jump Master. Let's not talk about the Jump Master. It's not as good as the customized YT 1300. I'm sorry. And it's more expensive. So they really wanted to get rid of this thing. They finally did. It only took them a second edition to do it.
Somewhere there's a corner of eBay that's just piling up with Jump Masters.
Oh, it's true. What else I want to talk? Is there anything else I want to talk about? There's nothing really important on that page. There's Raleigh is more expensive than Bosk on the YV666 Light Freighter, which I think is funny.
Well, that ability is going to be able
It's
to
so
do
good.
some pretty weird stuff.
I love that meme you put up.
Which one? Oh, yeah, with
Star-Killer. Yeah.
Star-Lord.
What's Star-Lord? Yes. Oh my god, I was like, that's perfect. Nadru is 31 points on a Headhunter. I'm talking about the ones that I personally like. He's been a little bit nerfed. You can't shoot things with a cannon with extra not canon with a missile with extra dice anymore, which unfortunately, so we probably won't see him.
Yeah, Nadru's ability being primary only, it's like you have to go, look, it's not super difficult, but having to go to even a slight amount of effort just to get a Z95 to shoot 3 reds and a primary weapon instead of 2, what's the point? Just fly something else.
Yeah.
100%. 100%.
Yep.
That brings it to the end of the ones I want to talk about personally.
Well, the Star Viper is going to be pretty cool.
Oh yeah, the Star Viper. We talked about this.
Guri.
Guri will be good.
Season of the Guri.
Season of Guri. Initiative 5, so pretty bloody good.
Yeah.
Gonna have those sweet maneuvers. She's gonna be able to calculate and take focus actions from when she's surrounded by people. It'll be fine. I think if you want to fly Guri as your ace, if you want to bring Guri in as the ice pilot, she could super easily replace Fenrir.
I think
Sorry, Fenrir.
I'm hoping the Star Viper gets the love and the play that I think it deserves. It didn't get in first edition just because it was overcosted. The pilot abilities were either not good or the PS hurt it too much. So.
I'm really glad that Dalen Oberos is still in the game because he is one of the miniatures that I have painted. And so I still get to play with my Dalen Oberos painted miniature, so that's fine.
Yes.
But the Virago title is pretty cool. Like, it's expensive, 10 points. During the end phase, you may spend 1 charge to perform a red boost action, add a modification slot, add a shield. So your Star Viper will have extra shield, can have 2 mods, so it can be like really AC. You can put the stealth device or afterburners on there. And in the end phase, I think it's twice per game. Yeah, 2 charges. So twice per game, you can perform a boost in the end phase, so you can set up for your next move, and it's really going to enhance the weird shapes the Star Viper can fly in.
Yeah.
And if when at the end of the end phase you see the state of play currently, and if you can sort of sense maybe a kill box or a trap coming, just get out of that.
Avoid that bump.
And you probably won't do it like a lot. Like there may be some times where you never do it, but the fact is you can.
Yes.
Yeah. And you changing these moving things at I'm now moving in the end phase. I'm now like a Han Solo. I'm now taking a red token. I'm taking a red thing in the fighting phase. It's gonna be This game's getting a lot more complicated.
We'll teach it at PAX. It'll be fine.
Yeah, we'll be great at that. When's PAX? Soon.
Yeah. It's either October or November.
I think it's November.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that. Okay.
Empire.
Oh, I really want to talk about what I like to call the bantha in the room.
What's that?
The TIE Defender.
So good. TIE Defender is just always going to be good. I'm sorry. It has such good.
So what we know about it, I mean, the chassis itself, I think we're talking points, but the chassis itself, it's going to go to 4 shields. It's going to have a native boost.
Crazy.
And the modification slots, cannon and missiles. So priced right, I think.
What's its price?
Okay, so let's talk about good old Vessery. Vessery now is one of the highest costed pilots in the game. 88 points.
Because the action efficiency, like you were saying.
You are paying...
That is not cheap.
No, but you are paying for that efficiency. Countess Ryad is coming in at 86 points. And then Rexler Brath, and that's the one I'm really excited for.
Rexler Brath.
See, Rexler has the highest initiative, but of the named pilots, he's the least expensive. So they've obviously decided that movement and they've obviously decided that movement and action efficiency are more important than initiative.
Especially with the squashing of down to between 1 and 6. He's got his ability is going to be it's essentially the same but improved. And also coming in at 84 points. So I'm just going to say Duke Iron Cannon.
Yeah, well, the fact that you can... Before, in first edition, you couldn't have a cannon and X7. Now you can have an X7 with a cannon and a missile.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking a Rexler Brath, Colonel Vessery, double defender list. I'm happy. Or alternatively...
You're not going to bring Ryad? Oh, Mike,
I
where's
know.
the love gone?
I know. Look. We, it was a time in my life.
It was a phase.
It was it was. I look back fondly on.
She was a lady in red.
Yes, that's right.
Dancing with me.
Either that, or I actually think the Defender is going to suit very much with what is now probably becoming one of my favourite ships, the recently released Reaper.
Yeah.
So having a support ship with a coordinate action there to back up the gives it a really, I think it's going to be really powerful.
Yeah, Defender with 2 actions, that's fine.
Yeah, nothing. No,
I don't see a problem with this.
No, I
Add on
don't.
3
no.
actions, kind of, with the evade.
Yeah, no,
that's-
I
That's fine.
no. It's like that little dog sitting in the burning
That's
hell.
I was just about to say, yeah. Oh, God.
No, this
Yeah,
is
see-
fine.
See, this is why when the contents of the conversion kits were released, there were people screaming, "Oh, there's I'm going to need more than 1 conversion kit because I have 3 defenders and you only get enough for 2 in the pack." Like, this is why.
This is why.
This is why. Wait for all the information to come out before you complain about something.
Yeah, and look, I think it's appropriately. It's a beastly chassis. They're supposed to be rare anyway.
Yeah.
And I think I don't have any issue with the costing. Speaking of which, the other ship which I'm really excited.
But I can't believe you've forgotten to mention the Defender in 2nd edition has a system slot.
Yes, I know.
Which it didn't have in first. Oh, by the way,
Yes.
I realized this
Yeah.
recently. In 2nd edition, they call them a sensor slot.
Yeah.
Which I refuse to do because that's silly.
Hmm.
Like fire control sensor. Like, what the hell are you playing at?
Yeah, yeah.
It's a system slot, damn
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Look,
But anyway, the TIE Defenders that can move, that can do actions before they move.
yes.
Like, the biggest choice of when you're staring at a rock that your defenders in a straight line, you're like, can I fit a white K-turn in there? It doesn't matter. I'll just barrel roll beforehand.
Exactly.
Or fire control system defenders, like
Yes.
getting a target lock early game, then just focus. No, it's fine. This is fine.
Yeah, I got
It's
this.
fine.
Four shields is massive.
4 shields, yeah, exactly. So look, I'm excited for that.
And three agility, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, Christ.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm not complaining because even though I mostly like Rebels, like I like Defenders too. I'm going to fly them as well. It just they're quite good. I just
Yes.
Look, they're going to be good. Look, the other ship I'm looking forward to is actually the good old space cow, the Lambda.
Oh,
Yes. Yeah.
Now that it has a rear firing arc.
Yep.
yeah.
And look, price wise,
Is it still
Omicron.
large based?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
I feel like it shouldn't be.
Yeah,
It's
I
not a
reckon
very
it
big
should.
ship.
Yeah, but it's supposed to be. It's not a literal representation of the size of the ship. It's like the base template. The bases are like more an indication of the ship's behavior.
And maneuverability and all the rest of it. So, and also the ability to get it in firing arc. It's it's a space cow. It's not supposed to move very well. Yeah. Anyway, but look, an Omicron comes in at 43 points. You get cannons. You get crew. You get all the usual type stuff. Look, again, I think that buff in the rear, our firing arc, makes it viable once more again. Alpha class Star Wing gunboats, priced competitively. The Alpha class Star Wing, the sort of the base level one, the new squadron pilot, comes in at 35 points.
A little bit worried about Lieutenant Kasabi's ability. I'm not thinking that he's going to pop up much.
Look, I don't think the named pilots didn't really get much play anyway. I think the same thing will apply. I think a Rose Squadron pilot, which comes with the pilot skill, the EPT, that's either that comes in at 37 points. I think that's kind of your go-to for cost and also what you can do with it there. So so I expect again. I think they'll remain just as popular as they've been.
Can I jump in with an Imperial one?
Yeah, sure, of course. No, this is not just me. Yeah,
I'm looking forward to experimenting with the TIE Bomber.
Oh,
Yeah, no, there are whispers and murmurs that this thing is going to be really good.
The TIE Bomber.
Yeah,
Yes.
and I'll tell you why I think it will be. At first, I was confused by its chassis ability. You could drop bombs with the one bank template. I thought, okay, thanks, but like, why? Mm-hmm. But then this came out, and the TIE Bomber has a gunner slot.
Yes.
Like, why would the TIE Bomber have a gunner slot? I hear you cry. Well, There is a gunner crew, a generic one. You can have as many as you like, and any faction can have it. The skilled bombardier.
Yes.
Which sits in the gunner slot. Now, it obviously has nothing to do with firing arcs, but what the skilled bombardier does is it allows you to increase or decrease the length of the template you would use. So the TIE bomber can bomb with the 1 straight, 2 straight, 1 bank, 2 bank.
Wow.
Like a mini M&S.
Wow, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. I mean, if you have a ship that has trajectory simulator, which the TIE bomber doesn't, you can use a 4 straight instead of a 5. But yeah, so all these things come together, and the TIE bomber, which now has 2 bomb slots and reload, because people used to say, why did the TIE bomber only have 1 bomb slot in first edition? It wasn't much of a bomber, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Now it's got 2 bomb slots and reload.
Yeah.
So these things can just be like flicking bombs all over the place.
Yeah, exactly. And your base
I dig it.
your base bomber comes at 28.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
So I'm not, of all the various pillars of X-Wing, I'm not
Yeah.
super into bombing. I'm not very good at it.
Yeah.
But I just feel like the TIE bomber, it's really opened up like with kind of wacky stuff it can do.
But also, I mean, they're cheap. Captain Jonas, which is the named pilot, it comes in at 36 points. Your Gamma Squadron, which again comes with the EPT. You know, I don't know. Maybe we'll see Alpha Strike less, just a fleet of bombers with torpedoes or something like that, and just.
yeah. I'm thinking that.
Also, have we talked about the fact that Major Reimer can shoot ordnance at range 0? So you can,
Yeah.
So you can touch an enemy
Yes.
and shoot missiles into them.
Alright, when did the Imperials become the Ordnance faction?
Well, they're supposed to have been. You know, we've got bombers and gunboats and.
I was looking at this and I'm like, why are we talking about the TIE Phantom? I found out why we're not talking about the TIE Phantom.
Yes.
Oh, because we're covered in bombs.
Look, other ships I'm excited for is the. I think the TIE Advance is going to make a little bit of resurgence. I think it's going to in this edition. It's going to do well. Vader's great at 70 points. He's got the Force mechanic as well.
Yep.
And they've got the what was the old titles now inbuilt into it and all that kind of stuff as
I think
well.
it's going to make Marek Steel more playable.
Yeah, and I really like Marek Steel. I liked him both in the Defender and in the Advanced.
Yeah.
I'm sad to see him go in the Defender because I really used to love playing him in the Defender. He was good. He had a great ability in the Defender, especially. But anyway, and look, I would say the other thing which I'm really excited for is probably the TIE Striker.
TIE Striker?
Yeah.
Why is that?
So, because when you look at this little beastly thing, if you have a look at its little, it comes with a gunner and a bomb slot.
And oh, that's perfect! I didn't know they needed them so badly, but now I see that. Yes, they did. That's awesome.
For the last couple of months, I've deliberately been playing Reapers and Strikers just to skill myself up in flying that ship, and I tell you what, I have not had so much fun since I first fell in love with the Defender. I love the advanced airloins, that maneuver. I love just how squirrely and how unpredictable they are. They're priced pretty.
The bombers is such a good idea.
It's only got 1 bomb though, and it doesn't have reload.
No,
true.
Still.
Squirrely, dropping bombs when you really don't expect them.
And it's going to make, but also it's also that psychological aspect of the game. It's kind of like you're making the other person thinking.
When do they drop the bomb? Do they drop it
The
after
system phase. So I think that the bombs are dropped before movement now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So it'll be. So there's the mandatory movement. It's even before then.
Must be.
I would imagine because the mandatory movement is generally treated as part of the movement.
It's
phase.
just before you reveal your dial.
Reveal your dial. But anyway, but with a gunner,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
For the bomb
for the bomb.
range adjustment. Yeah.
Yeah, so you put on that the generic gunner/bomber you were talking about before.
Well, it's the same as there's a gunner slot, sorry, and the Punisher, which the Punishers are going to come back, I reckon. Cause
a lot of people they're pretty cheap as well. Yeah. So look, there's playstyle for the Imperials. I'm seeing either aces, and I love flying aces, or you've got these kind of ordnance squads as well.
Such a change for them.
Yeah,
it's like they used
completely
to be
different role.
Yeah, they used to be more about kind of like more health and stuff. I mean, with the Decimators, when the Decimators came out.
Yeah, yeah.
And the mucking around with two aces and what's his name, Palpatine.
Yeah,
but I've never seen them in this sort of role. Shoot.
Yeah, I knew Palpatine's coming back. I think and if we talk about good old Palp, he's priced at 12 points. If I've got that correctly, 13 points in correction.
Yeah.
He takes up 2 crew slots, of course. But
And tell me, are you going to fly the TIE Advanced prototypes? The Seventh Sister and Grand Inquisitor and
Yeah, I'd like to. Like, I'll be honest with you, it was a ship which I never really had a feel or love for. It just didn't suit. Don't get me wrong, it's still a good ship.
Yeah.
I know the Inquisitor was great, but it was just a ship that didn't suit my temperament and playstyle.
Well, the Inquisitor, the generic 40 points with a force talent.
Yeah.
Chucking a couple of these down and just using the force powers beforehand that you can use. You can use sense, and you could use them sort of in combination. Like one of them doing sensing and one of them doing pre
and
dart
you know what?
movement.
I think that the classic thing about the Imperials was that you had a wide selection of ace pilots or those kind of pilots which you could swap in and out for flavour and whatever your personal preference were. So yeah, I'd experiment with them. So, but anyway, look, that's what I'm excited for. I think the Aggressor will probably not see any more love, despite the fact that I actually think it's a bit of a hidden gem. People don't really play it. And yeah, I think I'll leave it there. I won't really get into the crew type stuff, but I'm excited. Double Defenders.
All right.
More Defenders.
Yes.
I'm excited to see them using bombs. I really am. I've never
The Strikers.
The Strikers.
The Strikers.
The Strikers would be so cool.
Yeah, I mean, I know how much you love. Yeah, it's just.
Yeah. It's just that's cool.
In canon they had bombs, but it was a situation that games get into sometimes. I think X-Wings got into before the models had to be made for the game. Before they really knew what they were. Like,
Correct.
What's a TIE Striker? It doesn't matter. Get it on the table because the movie comes out in December.
Exactly.
Oh,
yeah.
Good point. Yeah.
But yeah, now anyway.
It doesn't scream at you, I drop bombs. It screams at you, I go fast.
Yeah.
Which it does.
Yeah.
Best of both worlds.
So, Rebel Alliance. I'm looking forward to playing U-Wings because I've now finally flown one because I just with life stuff I didn't get a chance to play any X-Wing for about 2 months recently this year, and I've only played a couple of games since Wave 14 came out. And I really like the U-Wing. Look, it was a pain in the butt to try and turn it around. I don't really like the pivot wing flipping mechanic in first edition, but I think it was just proof that because the dial's pretty good. It was just the pilot abilities from the original release that sucked. Like I flew Benthic 2 tubes.
Oh, he's good.
And with advanced sensors and whatever first edition Perceptive Co-Pilot is, it was just making 2 focus tokens all the time.
And just handing one out.
Yeah, and just handing one out. And it was really handy. Like, I regret what I said about him not being as good as Kyle Katarn Hawk, because, I mean, you don't really need that many focus tokens. You know, it just make them and flick them around. It's easy. So that'll be good, because, yeah, the sensor slot and the system slot and a couple of crew. And
also, by strange twist of fate, I've somehow ended up with 4 U-Wings, so I need to fly.
But and I like the fact that the partisan ones have the illicit slot.
Yes, that's cool. That's nice flavour.
Yeah,
so Benthic 2 tubes, the guy that I like, is now 47 points. Saw Gerrera, 52 points. And I think again.
But I think Magva she's coming in at 50. I think she's the one that people are excited about.
Really?
Yes.
Well, yeah, I mean, not allowing people to modify when attacking a friendly, yeah, that's
Yeah, that's
I mean,
pretty good.
that's good. That's definitely good. But I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, Magviara is 50 points, Saw Gerrera is 52, and those two are the most expensive. And that's about like modification and the free getting of stuff. So they want that to be expensive.
And also, I think the other important thing, as everybody knows, moving to a medium base,
That's going to make it so much easier. Oh my god.
Yeah.
that in itself is just a huge improvement for that ship.
I'm really bad at flying large base ships.
Yeah.
So flying the U-wing with advanced sensors, I don't think I could have done it without it. Like, just knowing that I was going to crash.
Yeah.
And but being like, it's okay. I got my focus tokens now, and now I'll just crash. It was fine.
Yeah.
Look, the T-65 X-wing. Tears of joy I have for this coming back. So Luke Skywalker, the most expensive, 62 points, full 10 points more expensive than Wedge Antilles, second most expensive. Now Luke, that's because he has the Force, and not only that, his pilot ability is amazing. Luke is going to be pretty difficult to kill. There's already 2 ship lists floating around with Luke Skywalker being one of them.
Yeah.
What was the other one?
Sorry?
What would be the other one?
Either Lando Calrissian or Dash Rendar.
Oh. Okay.
And he's just going to be able to do the work.
Yeah.
It's going to be like the Han Poe lists from first edition. But
Yeah, I think it's a kind of classic, like Corrin with Dash kind of of. And you know what? I actually think they're fun lists to fly. And you know what? Thank the maker that Luke is actually going to be a good pilot.
Yeah.
And a valuable pilot. I mean, when you think Star Wars, outside
you
of
need to
Darth
get Luke
Vader,
on the table.
what do you think?
Yeah.
It's always Luke.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Wedge Antilles makes me very happy because his ability isn't restricted to bullseye firing arc only, which in the context of second edition is kind of a surprise. So Wedge Antilles gets his usual ability, in fact, slightly tweaked to be slightly better. So Wedge is going to be amazing. He's going to show up heaps in Rebel lists.
Well, he's just that good, so therefore he doesn't need a bullseye
He
firing
is
arc.
just that good. Now, Edrio 2 tubes, 45 points. Now, they have the illicit slot. The Partisan X-Wings have the illicit slot. Now, I flew the Benthic and Edrio combination, which, based on their backstory and their ability in the game, Fantasy Flight really made it. They wanted those two to be together. And even though Edrio has only fairly low initiative / pilot skill, it really works.
Yeah. Do you want to, for the sake of the listeners who don't know, what his ability is?
Well, Edrio in the X-Wing, when you activate, if you have a focus token, or I think it's if you have a green token, you can perform a free action.
Correct.
So the game that I was playing against you, fortunately, you were using ships that were fairly low pilot skill, and so Edrio was able to compete.
Yeah.
And just the action efficiency of boosting a barrel rolling before he moved, it was kind of like, because Benthic was giving him focus tokens, it was kind of like giving an X-Wing advanced sensors.
Okay.
I really think these ones are worth watching. So for 41 points, you get either Blue Squadron Escort or Cavern Angel Zealot.
Yeah.
Now, what is the difference between those two? Why are they both 41 points? Blue Squadron Escort, which is a Rebel Alliance ship, has a higher initiative than the Cavern Angel Zealot, which is a partisan ship, but it has an illicit slot.
Yeah.
So you're paying the same, but you're choosing, do I want a slightly higher initiative or do I want to have an illicit slot? I think I would probably go with the Zealot personally, because like going from initiative 1 to initiative 2 is not a significant jump. Like who are you out?
Yeah.
And to get an illicit upgrade.
Who are we out shooting?
And look, also, I think it's worth noting at 41 points, already in the tail end of Edition 1, we are seeing the 4-5 T-65 lists doing really well.
Yes.
41 points is very deliberate.
Yes.
They didn't want you to be having 5.
Yes.
But
having 4,
So, I won't go through all the Hawks, but Jan Ors, 42 points. She's going to be harder to use because of the way her ability has been changed, but the Hawk now has a bomb slot and you can put 2 mods on there, and with firing 3 dice out the front, its dial is now crazy.
Didn't we decide that we're about to enter the Hawk meta?
Yeah, that's 4 points more expensive than Payload.
I said on our show ages ago, when Imperial Veterans came out, that the TIE Defender was the ship most saved from obscurity by a later release.
Except for me.
It was at the time. It's now the Hawk.
Yes!
Yes. Yes.
And you'll never change my mind about that.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
So Han Solo in the
Hawk,
Falcon,
no,
92
20.
points. Lando at 92 points as well.
Yeah.
Han's ability not as good as Lando's, I think. Lando is going to be a monster when you do the blue move. Either you or a friendly gets an extra token.
Yeah.
Focus token, and if you put Nien Nunb Crew on there and make all his banks blue, for crying out loud, that's
Everything is blue.
Oh, and that's why we're talking about the Luke Lando.
Yeah, exactly.
I was thinking it might have been Luke Han, but
I'm really excited to fly Lando Wedge
Same.
list and just blow up the second Death Star. The Bash brothers who flew down the trench. That's
Was
what's...
Nien Nunb? You know?
Yeah.
Because he's sitting there going,
Yeah. So that's gonna be my flavor list is
Yes,
Wedge
cool.
and Lando.
Yeah.
cool.
The Ozotuck. I'm not going to talk heaps about the Ozotuck. The Ozotuck's going to be tricky to fly in second edition compared to first because you're not going to get the modifications as much. Now B-wings. By the way,
I was going to ask you about this because I know it was one of your early loves.
B-wings.
Oh, that is not
Look,
kind.
still, I mean, there's still 50 points for Braylon Stram, 50 points for Ten Nunb. That's 25 points in first edition terms, which is cheaper. You can't put any crew in there. But here's an interesting thing. They have 2 cannon slots instead of 1. So
Why?
it's either going to be, at some point in future waves, they're going to reintroduce an equivalent to the linked batteries to get rerolls.
Yeah.
Or it's kind of a toolbox thing. Because cannons are now cheaper.
Yeah.
HLC, Bullseye Firing Arc only, admittedly, is only 4 points.
It's Ion that's the
And
most
ion
expensive.
cannon, so there's drawbacks to taking any upgrade. A small, very small drawback to taking the ion cannon is you can't take any other kind of cannon if you do. Except when you have 2 cannon slots. So chuck an ion cannon on there, chuck an HLC on there, and then in context, you'll choose what you want to do. Do you not have someone in the Bullseye Firing Arc and is giving them an ion token going to ruin their day? Fine, use the ion cannon and wreck them. But
How much would that cost?
How much does an ion cannon cost?
Yeah, well, how much would that
5
cost?
5 for an Ion and 4 for a HLC, if I remember correctly.
Oh, that's not bad.
I'm not saying it's
Well,
super
compare
cheap.
that
The point
to
is you can do it.
But compare that to the cost of a HLC comparatively
Yes,
in this
yeah.
edition. So it's a massive point cost.
So on the turns when you have somebody in your Bullseye Firing Arc, bad day for them because you're rolling 4 dice. On the turns that you don't, you either use your primary or an ion, or you can put on there the tractor and the ion. And if someone's not close to a rock, ion them. If they are, tractor. You have heaps of choice then. And I mean, yeah, the one talent roll is going to be interesting. Yeah. Thing that makes me sad is the freaking A-wing with
we were
0
talking about that.
modification slots. Like
Yeah.
it's just okay. So on the A-wing, you can put a talent and 1 missile. That's it. Like yes, in second edition, missiles can be used more than once. But like at the end of the day, it's still just the like.
Hey,
it's
they're cheap.
It's a fun ship to fly. Like yeah, they're cheap. But hang on. I'm sick of this. They're cheap argument. Like you know what's cheaper than a whole sandwich? Just 2 bits of bread. But I don't want 2 bits of bread. I want a sandwich. You know, like. Yeah, I'm not paying for a cheap ship that doesn't do anything. I want to pay more and get more.
Bloody millennials with their sense of entitlement.
A millennial Falcon joke.
Yes.
somehow. I don't know. Look, it was there. But look,
What the hell's an aluminum Falcon? Anyway.
Yeah, A-wings are fun to fly. They've got the good dial. I just don't.
So there won't be I think they won't be the aces for this faction. It's
no.
going to be the X-wings.
See, yeah, exactly. See, before it was the A-wing had 2 EPTs and the Interceptor had 2 modifications.
Yeah.
If the A-wing was a bit more expensive and had 2 EPTs, then I'd be happy.
Yeah. Look, and I think the Interceptor is going to be viable in second edition because it has the 2 mods, it's still got the 3 red attack, and it's still got a really good dial. So, and they're relatively cheap. So one of the things I would probably fly is like 4 Interceptors for fun. Because you could build a squad. I mean, they'd be like low PS, but there's just like squirrel around. So...
So by the way, I just think it's funny that because of the really the really super accurate way all the ships have been named now, the A wing is not first in alphabetical order. It's down there because it's now called the RZ, and the Y wing is near the top because it's called the BTL.
Yeah.
But now, so the Y wings, which are going to be a bit more survivable, particularly Nora, 43 points. That's not too bad, and they have gunners as well, which is pretty cool because of their turrets. Mm-hmm. The Ark.
Oh, the Ark.
The Ark 170. I'm a little bit concerned about Garvin, 51 points, and they've ruled that you can't spend his focus token on nothing. So if Garvin doesn't actually modify his own dice with a focus token, he can't pass it along.
Yeah.
But
you know,
still,
they're well priced.
They are well priced
for what the ship is.
And the dial has always been good.
Yeah, and like I said, one of my favourites was, the double arc list.
Yeah.
I love flying 2 arcs together,
And not only that, the Ark now has a crew slot and a gunner slot, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, well, it's supposed to be a 3 crew ship.
Yeah, it is.
Anyway, and you still got the droid and a modification. So, and they've all got a EPT, or they've all got a pilot skill.
Yeah. Now, Dash has been determined to be one of the best ships in the game, apparently, because Dash is 100 points. That's what you get for being able to fly wherever the hell you want and shoot 4 red dice while you're doing it. So my prediction of Dash Luke crew builds will maybe not actually eventuate, because that's 130 points before you do anything else.
No, I still think they'll make it happen. Dash won't die.
Look, so we could
still just being able to fly anywhere you want, and 4 red dice is nuts.
Yeah. So we could probably spend the rest of the night and make a super long show talking about everything, but the last thing I want to talk about, unless one of you guys wants to chuck anything else in, obviously, the last thing I want to talk about is the variable points for some of the upgrades.
Like the stealth and all that
which is
kind of
such
stuff.
a good concept.
Yeah, I like it too.
So now, engine upgrade and expert handling, this is things that change barrel rolls and boosts. It depends on whether you're a small, medium, or large base ship. Because one of the complaints that I and others had was with large base ship boosting, being able to move huge distances.
3/4 of the board in one move. In one
So
turn,
now, if you change your boost from red to white, it costs you 3 points if you're a small base ship, 6 if you're medium, and 9 if you're large. So make that decision if you want to do that. And expert handling to give yourself a white barrel roll is 2, 4, and 6.
So expert handling really didn't get much love.
They're different. They're different in
Yes.
second edition.
That's what I
Isn't
mean.
expert handling though?
Yeah.
Expert handling, being able to remove a target lock.
Yeah.
Probably. I don't think they would put that in second edition. But in first edition, I'm surprised. It should have got used more, really.
But the thing is, there were so many other EPTs that were just cheap.
Yeah.
What do you give up? Expert handling or VI?
Yep.
Shoot first.
Well, not only that, VI's a point cheaper.
Or push. Yeah, exactly. And VI, yeah, exactly.
So the way they've done hull upgrades, shield upgrades, and stealth device, which is obviously an evade upgrade, it's to do with your agility value. Because
it's brilliant.
Yeah.
It's really, really clever.
Because it was
I still think stealth device on a 3 agility ship costing 8 points is still pretty cheap.
Yeah, it is, but it's more expensive than putting it on a lower agility ship, which obviously makes sense because you never put stealth device on a low agility ship because that was stupid. Because as soon as you got hurt, which you would because your agility was low, it would disappear. So now I guess they're trying to make it so. Look, have you got 3 points left in your list? Which 3 points out of 200 is going to be fairly easy to find. Just
it's
fine.
true.
Put it on there.
Yeah.
So if your agility is 0, you can have a hull upgrade for 2 points, a shield upgrade for 3 points, or a stealth device for 3 points. If your agility value is 3, it costs more to increase these things because you're going to be harder to hit anyway, theoretically. So increase your hull for 7 points, your shield or your stealth device for 8, which this is something that if first edition had,
would have been a lot better.
Yeah, and so combining these
It was really
variable
funny.
points-
I didn't even remotely think about that as a fix for it.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, oh, just don't allow it on other things. Don't allow, engine upgrades on large base ships. That doesn't make sense. It actually makes perfect sense. But yeah, this idea of scaling cost is a really, really good idea, and like hats off to them.
And actually being able to get the much fantasized about medium-sized base in there as well.
Yeah, it's a good time. All right, I think we should move on to lore.
To defeat an enemy, you must know them. Not simply their battle tactics, but their history.
Who wants to hear some lore about Magviara?
I
Me.
do. Please.
Well, good, because you have no choice.
Because it's also, I love the film Rogue One. I think it's a good film.
He locked us in here.
Yes.
Oh man, Rogue One. I've said this so many times, but I'll never stop saying it. I was literally brought close to tears when I saw Rogue One. Like,
Yes.
I was that happy about it.
Oh, I rewatched it, and I actually got tears.
Yeah.
Won't lie, I got those man tears from like with the hugging la scene at the end.
Oh, when they're on the beach.
No, I'm talking
Yeah.
about when they had the old footage of Red Leader and
Oh,
Young
yeah.
Leader and all that.
Yeah,
it
that
was
was
just
good.
like, yes, bring it in.
Yeah, I teared up when Vader was slicing through all those rebel troopers. I was like, oh, it's so beautiful.
Yeah. But you were looking at him being like, make me like you.
Daddy.
All right.
I think Rogue One was the last time I really enjoyed a Star Wars thing. Honestly, I mean, I kind of enjoyed the this finale of Rebels, but going back to look at it recently, I'm like, it doesn't. Maybe it was just better in my head. But yeah, Rogue One, good, really good.
Yeah.
I know people will disagree, but really good.
All right. So Magviara from the planet Chandrila, the same as Mon Mothma.
Ah.
So, not that they knew each other, it's just a bit of trivia. So Chandrila is known for having strong democratic ideals, political debates. They're like a center, they're a core world, one of the jewel planets. They're slightly belligerent in their outlook. They're sort of like, everybody should be democratic, and if you're not, we don't understand why, kind of thing. And they think, look, democracy is amazing and fantastic, and they're really, that when they debate, when they strive for these ideals, they get kind of in your face about it. And that's partly derived from the fact that they're a very privileged planet, so they kind of don't understand what the, for want of a better phrase, lower class planets have to deal with. Because Chandrila was super easy to live on. Like, there's not much in the way of predators, not much in the way of natural hazards. Like, it's easy mode for planets.
Oh yeah.
So growing up on Chandrila, so
You were trying to find a country to accumulate it. You're like, I really can't do that.
Yeah,
because
basically,
people
yeah.
will be mad at me.
but you hear what I'm saying.
It's
So,
Iceland.
is it?
I don't know. Iceland is green, so I'm
I love Iceland. I
Yeah.
want to go to Iceland.
All right.
Also, hello to all our Scandinavian listeners.
which apparently we have a lot of.
We do.
Um,
It's cool, man.
Now, people from the planet Chandrila tended to be critical of the Empire. So they,
What?
Yeah.
No, the Empire is amazing.
Mike, why do you look like Owen? So they had a thing on Chandrila called Chandrilan House, which was like Parliament House or the Senate for an entire planet. And in the early days of the Imperial occupation, they refused to close Chandrilan House. So that's just to give you an idea of what it was like for them. Now, and Magviara was born around 50 BBY. She's a lot older than I expected. BBY before the Battle of Yavin, so similar age
She's
to
like
Mon Mothma
50.
as well. Yeah,
Oh, what? Cool.
she's still getting it done. So she was a member of the Republic Judicial Forces, the pre-Clone Army peacekeeping forces, which you might remember Mike's talked about in previous episodes. So it's not that the Republic had no army, it's just that they were more of a security force, a police force.
Yeah, peacekeepers, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So people think of the Clone Wars as the clones were made because the Republic had no army. That's not quite right. They just the army they had couldn't have fought the Separatists. They had a small army, like a
Peacekeeping up.
yeah, like a home guard kind of thing.
Yeah.
Probably more equivalent to like the National Guard, and no offense to the National Guard, like they weren't an offensive military
Yeah.
force
Yeah,
in that
exactly.
sense.
So
Yeah.
that was So she joined that at a young age and became a pilot. Became adept at flying numerous types of transport shuttles for various branches of the judicial forces, because there were quite a few. Like the judicial forces covered a lot of branches, like the Republic Security Force and the Republic Outland Regions Special Tactics Troopers. They're different groups that she served transporting around. So she was eventually recruited into the Sector Rangers.
Cool name.
Yeah, I thought so. If you look them up, they got a badge and everything. That's a branch that had existed virtually unchanged since the days of the Old Republic. Now, at its heart, the Sector Rangers are like the Galactic Anti-Terrorism Unit.
So like the SAS.
Kind of. I think the thing I was looking at, it was more Interpol.
Oh, okay.
So,
Okay.
Okay.
going from planet to planet.
Okay.
Anti-terrorism unit. They frequently operated either alone or in small groups. So it's around about 24 BBY. She's 26. I was trying to figure out like the backwards maths, like 0 wasn't 0 because that's when the Battle of Yavin is, and the counting backwards and forwards.
Wait a minute. Are you telling me that she was used to operating as a small independent force and trained in the military, and she became a rebel?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, these people. It's like. When
Someone took our jobs and then she became a terrorist.
Well, actually, it's kind of like that.
Yeah.
So, I'll get to it in a second, but so she'd always been a pilot, but when she got to the Sector Rangers, she started to learn things like field combat, infiltration, and commando tactics. They also made her a spotter for their fighter wings. So in the military, the word spotter applies to various different things. Like spotters are partners for snipers in services like the Marines and things. That's a different kind of spotter. In the context of more of an air force, a spotter is a person who what's the word? Scouts who sort of scouts out forward.
Yeah.
Who advances forward.
Yeah.
Stealthily and predicts where an enemy aerial attack will come from. So she would sneak ahead of the rest of the Rangers, find where an enemy squadron was, and report back, okay, they're coming from this way. Right? So that was a skill of hers. And about 2 years later, in 22 BBY, the Clone Wars begin.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the Clone Army appears, as we all know. If you're not the Jedi, who kind of vaguely knew what was going on, for the rest of the galaxy, even for people of the Republic and the Republic military, the Clone Army appeared out of nowhere.
It was just like,
It was just like, who the hell are these guys? Oh, they're our guys. Okay.
And why are they shooting robots?
Basically, yeah. So the Clone Army appears entirely out of nowhere. Now, the Clone Wars only lasted for 3 years. That's
They're
something
efficient.
Yeah. So now that's something that gets overlooked about the Clone Wars pretty easily.
Okay, alright, stopping, just hard break. Okay, it's one thing to hide an entire army of vat-grown clone troopers on a planet. Sweet. Where did they get their weapons from?
Yeah, all the tanks and all the ships.
Because
and
it
all
was
everything.
Oh, there's so many ships. There are so
Yeah.
many large starfighters.
the
Like,
Minotaur class Star
yeah.
Destroyer. Yeah.
Who made them? And why?
I was like, what's the cheat in Age of Empires? I think it was steroids.
No,
actually, that everything
Who's
gets
Your
made
Daddy? It
instantly.
shows up with the... Sorry. Wasn't it Who's Your Daddy that shows up with the Cobra?
Oh, the car that
Yeah.
shoots rockets.
Yeah. Best cheat, sorry. Go on.
All right. So the Grand Army of the Republic appears and makes the rest of, or almost the rest of the Republic military redundant pretty much immediately.
The only ones that stayed with the Senate Guard, weren't they?
The blue guys, yeah,
Yeah.
because they eventually become the red guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there was an officer class that were standard humans.
Yeah.
That's true, yeah.
So-
The officers stick around.
It hardly ever gets mentioned, but yeah, a small fragment of the Republic military were not clone troopers, but yeah, pretty much all the standing military just kind of get dismissed or moved into much smaller much smaller roles. So she and most of the Republic's non-clone units are dismissed pretty much straight away.
Well, that's a smart move.
And even though they were all on the same side at that time, resentment of white armored soldiers sort of becomes ingrained in the minds of these people, you know, and you'll see where I'm going with that. So, I mean, obviously later on it gets pretty easy to conflate the clone troopers with the stormtroopers.
Yeah.
So she's feeling rejected by the government. And at the time of the changeover, she quickly comes to realize that the Empire is brutal and cruel. Now, living in the Republic immediately after the changeover to the Empire, lots of people for a long time thought that the Empire and the Republic were the same. Like, they didn't realize that the Republic was gone. Do you know what I mean? And so, so she kind of like, all right, this is not the Republic. Like, hashtag not my Republic, you know, it's gone. The Empire is something else and it's bad and I'm against it. And these guys, these stormtroopers are the clone troopers that, you know, screwed me over years ago. You know, it's all this resentment's building up. So she needs work. She used to fight criminals, so she knows a few. So she contacts...
Oh, how's that job interview go? So, how you going, mate? Remember me? Yeah, you put me in jail. Yeah. You know I'm good at my job, right?
So she needs work. She contacts criminals that she used to know through her work with the judicial forces and begins a life in the black market. So
this is, I don't know, this is what happens when you sort of just unilaterally fire and disarm a standing army. What do you do? What
do you do with these people? Yeah.
That you've given a particular set of skills. So she
to the bed.
She moves from criminal gang to criminal gang. She flies getaway ships for robberies. She's a spotter for smugglers. She uses her skills of infiltration and stealth for like light espionage and theft and information brokering and stuff like that. And look, she never does anything as bad as the stuff that she used to break up when she was in the judicial forces. Like, she was an anti-terrorist thing, remember? But still, like, definitely criminal stuff. Now, she's making trouble for the Empire where she can, but she kind of feels like I need to do more. You know, I'm not doing enough, and she feels a little bit conflicted about her current life as a criminal, considering the life that she had before. So she starts to hear rumors about a rebel alliance, right? And she's inspired by Mon Mothma, who's a woman from the same planet as her, and who criticizes the Empire. And there are rumors that specifically implicate Mon Mothma as part of the Rebel Alliance. Now, none of this is proven yet, but you know, all these facts are kind of flying together. Now, the Rebel Alliance, it's like we know them as the heroes of the movies and that, but really they're not all that easy to find. You know, because imagine if they were real. Like, these people are, you know, they go to ground, they hide, they're secretive. Like, they don't just hold recruiting
They're a rebel
drives.
faction.
Yeah, exactly. Like, there aren't just posters on the wall being like, you want to join the rebels, you will be here on Thursday at 2 p.m. And yes, and the rebel cells, as we know from watching the show, rebels early on, they didn't generally communicate with each other that much, so it was a little bit.
They were genuinely like 5 people, and like, I hate the Empire. I hate them too. Let's go blow stuff up. All right, great.
So she spent quite a while,
and they don't like each other sometimes.
No.
We'll find out.
And she spent quite a while trying to join them, trying to get in, just trying to find them. But then over time becomes a bit unimpressed with them, because she kind of imagines that a rebel alliance would behave in a certain way and fight back against the Empire a bit more aggressively and more often. But they weren't, and in her mind, they're just not doing all that much, you know. And so she's on the planet Gorman, right? After doing a job, and this is something that's mentioned in an episode of Rebels. She's on the planet Gorman. There's an anti-imperial protest rally going down, and she's there. So what the hell? She just joins in the march. The Imperials open fire on the protesters.
That's a good way to lose some PR.
Yeah, exactly. The Empire, completely intolerant. They just clamp down anti-riot troops, and the Gorman massacre. It's mentioned in this episode of Rebels. Mon Mothma's like, I strongly condemn the attack on Gorman, that kind of thing. So yeah, it's chaos. It's hectic. Stuff's going down, right? She's thinking during this, the shots and stuff going off. She's like, where are the rebels? The Rebel Alliance should be here. They should be participating in something like this, or at least protecting the victims of this. Where are they? She's looking around, and because everybody's running, and she sees a U-wing. It's idling. It's ready to take off. So there's civilians running to it. She runs to it as well. Jumps aboard. There's nobody in the pilot seat. She's like, all right, fine. I know how to fly this. So, she takes control of it while the civilians just jump aboard. She's like, whatever. I'll hijack this ship and take all these civilians to safety. There's a blaster in there, so she grabs that and she's firing out the door, like defending the ship with the blaster. Now, at one point, this guy climbs aboard. He's wounded. He says, "Okay, this is my ship. You can fly it if you can take us to Jeddah." So she goes, "Okay." So she
Saw Gerrera, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, basically.
Oh, yeah, gets it.
This is not. Yeah, it was never going to be a secret. So he's like, so she goes, "Fine, like anywhere but here. I don't care." Types in Jeddah, flies off. So yeah, rescued the shipload of
Google Maps
civilians. Yeah. So they land on Jeddah. The civilians get out and whatever, call home or figure out a way to get back, whatever. And this guy, Saw Gerrera, basically says, "So, you did pretty good. Look, I run a group of people, and I could use your services." And she's like, "Look, I've heard about you rebels, and I'm not all that interested. I mean, think about what's just happened, and all Mon Mothma's done is say, oh, that's a bit bad, isn't it? You rebels..."
I strongly disagree with the actions taken, but good for you.
Yeah, so she's...
That doesn't stop the thousands of people dying. Good for you.
So she's a bit disappointed in this sort of hero of hers. She's disappointed in the Rebel Alliance. She just feels like it's not going to make a difference, and she's telling him that, and he goes, I'm not the Rebel Alliance. This is... We don't do that here. We bomb stuff and we shoot stuff and we
We're cool guys.
Yeah, we're cool guys. We do street riots and that." And she goes, "Oh, cool."
Yeah.
So this is she's now in the partisans. So this group of people who need someone who can sneak around and fly ships under fire and I think her being a spotter is her crew ability. Like if you shoot at a spotter, they will spot you and you will get a target lock on them.
Question: did she make it out of Jeddah?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, because would have jumped in the partisan U-wing and I don't think
that got jacked, didn't it?
Yeah. But
cool.
So okay.
The only thing I was thinking of while you were saying that, I'm like, this would make a really good short film. The the massacre. That would make a really, really good short film.
Well, I really appreciate you saying that because I've taken a little bit of a risk with this lore section and I made it all up.
Liar.
No.
Oh,
Really?
Yep.
Oh man.
You suck.
Made it all up. So look, I know this isn't the.
That was awesome.
I know this isn't the
really
kind of
good.
thing we usually do on the show, and I really hope nobody listening feels upset like I've wasted their time. But
I really enjoyed it.
I couldn't stop thinking about Mag Viera recently. Now, if you look her up on Wikipedia, her entire entry is about 3 inches long. All it says is that she was in this Gorman thing, and she's a spotter. That's all it says, and I couldn't stop thinking about her, and I thought she needs a backstory that's cool.
The riots, were they canon?
Yeah, but if you look them up, all it says is there was a riot.
And people died?
No, all it says is it happened.
Oh, good.
So
well, that's cool.
So I thought, look,
should make that canon.
So
some writer somewhere, please.
Seemed like I just had a bit of fun with it, and I hope that anybody listening just thought, it was a good story, and won't feel ripped off that it was not canon.
I enjoyed it because you wove together so many different aspects of the lore.
Yeah,
and I think
that was entirely believable.
Yeah, it was. I was like, this is cool. It was like, I really like this character. He's badass.
Yeah, and the Sector Rangers are real as well. If you look them up on Wikipedia.
Why did you decide that she was going to be 50?
because she had to have been old enough to have served in a pre-clone military.
Okay. Yeah. Did we get a good look at her face? Not really.
Yeah, she's got the black. The listeners can't see my hand gestures. She's got that black face paint across her eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To make it extra Star Warsy, she should have been related to Mon Mothma somehow. With his lineage for some reason, and also has the Force.
Just if you did not enjoy that lore section, I completely understand, and I would be even happy if you let us know as such. But if you're going to comment publicly, don't give away the surprise.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Wow, that was. I really enjoyed that. Thank you. That made my night. Let's end the show.
Why, you stuck-up, half-witted, scruffy-looking nerf herder!
It's the end of the night. It's almost 9 o'clock, so it's actually quite an early night, which is good because I am knackered. And Mike, you are knackered, and we're all quite tired.
No, I'm fine.
Except for Lockie, because he brings the pep.
You also bought cake as well.
He also brought cake.
Yeah.
Yes.
Pep and cake.
Yes.
So, like we always like to do, let's go to some shout-outs. Mike, you have the first one.
Yes, certainly. This one coming from Sean Cole, who I met at PAX. So hello. Asked a very good question. Will we be running a single ship tournament at PAX? Will it be first edition or second edition? And if second, will it replace the 32-point format? And he also said I had a blast meeting Mike and thus being introduced to the podcast last year and would love to give it a run again this year. So, PAX organisation starts soon. I would dare say we would probably do second edition. That seems to make sense. What the points be and all the rest of it, that will be to be announced. So we need to follow that up. But I very, very much hope that we will be doing PAX again and all three of us should be there.
Absolutely. I'll be there.
Because I love doing it. It's one of my favourite X-Wing related things outside of this podcast.
Yeah, when people come up to me, and it's happened both years now that we've been there. When people come up to me after learning how to play the game, holding X-Wing, and they say we went and bought this because we liked playing it with you. It's one of the nicest feelings.
Yeah, and also people who come back the next year and say, like we've done it a couple of years in a row, and people came back the next year say, I'm really into it now, and like thanks for getting me addicted. And we say, that's why we're here.
You're very welcome. Classic crack for all.
You're welcome.
Will you? It's 32-point game, so you're just going to make it 64-point game, or is that too hard with the way the prices are now?
Look, that's going to be hard because some ships will just completely. Look, we need to look at this. I think it's a little hard because sort of like. One of the things people used to like flying was Countess Riyadh because you could fit it in with the title. Couldn't do that anymore at 64 points.
No, you can't.
So there'll be no defenders. So
defenders.
That's fine.
So, it sounds like
except there'll be exceptions.
It sounds like what you're saying is that at PAX there will be a tournament, one ship per player.
Yes.
Second edition.
Yes.
But you don't know how many points yet.
Yes, that's true.
Okay.
So we'll come up.
Can
with the rules.
confirm. You can bring Guru.
Yes.
Ooh.
We'll work it out. But actually, it's an excellent question.
Oh, wait, I need to find this out. It's very important. You keep going.
Podbean followers.
Shouting out to the new Podbean followers: Paul Fuller, Tez Bale, Leto Laszlo, Foley M2, and Trout Shoe.
That's such a good name.
Oh, Trout Shoe.
Which it has nothing to do with trout, but I recently got
shoes.
It
does have to do with
with shoes. I recently got a pair of shoes, right? Doesn't have laces. It looks like it has laces. Like it has laces on the outside, but you don't have to tie them up when you put them on.
I know those ones. Yeah. I just have them.
I just got them recently. It's amazing the amount of time it saves. Do you know how much time you people waste tying your shoelaces?
Cumulative of a lifetime is at least 6 months.
Yeah. And my work boots that I wear in the factory, in the machine shop.
Yeah.
I put them on with zips.
Oh yeah.
My life is lace free. You guys, you got to do it.
Hashtag lace free.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, my work boots are the like the stretchy ones, and I can tell you something.
The Bloodstones or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, I've worn those in so well that they are my most comfortable shoes. I've had them for like 6 years or so, and they're very comfortable. Let's move on to Dave Case, he sent us some pictures. Oh yeah, because when we talked about the A-Wings in the last lore section, had swiveling guns, and that was cool. And he confirmed they do in fact have swiveling guns.
I suppose that makes them a little better in second edition.
Yeah. Got a book of cross sections called Star Wars Complete Vehicles.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was cool.
And Eric Morales, I hopefully I got that right, started following us on YouTube. Thank you.
Yeah.
So Eric, if we pronounced your name wrong, tell us. And also, anybody listening to this show anywhere, ever, at any time, whoever gets referenced on this show, please tell us if we say your name wrong.
Because
It's our Australian mangling of the English language, of all languages.
we just have our own language at this point.
Yeah.
Tony Adams, he accepted our invitation. Tommy. Oh. Tommy Adams accepted our invitation to like the Facebook page. Thanks, man.
Which is this, as we've explained, very cheesy thing.
I've been doing it. I won't lie. I've been doing it now. I'm just going through like invites.
Yeah.
Got to get them out there.
Yeah. Matthew White and Ian McGregor congratulated us on the engagements, on these two guys' engagements.
Yeah.
And
You're engaged? Oh.
No, I'm not. Yeah.
Peer pressure.
But he's not single, so you keep your hands off him.
That's right. I got the love of a good Defender pilot.
Also, like a real human person.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Okay. And
Thanks, guys.
Matthew said he really likes our lore sections, so I hope today is okay with Matthew. Yeah.
He's either gonna absolutely love it or absolutely hate it.
Well, he said that his favorite lore sections are the ones about characters from the movies.
Okay, cool.
I guess main characters, probably not ones that were on screen for a second, but anyway.
Tim Schultz said everyone should follow.
Tony Schultz.
I told you, I can't read today. I don't know
I have
what's
glasses.
going on.
Mike has glasses. Do you need glasses?
I do not, actually. I have 20/20 and I feel bad about it. Tony Schultz said everyone should follow our page.
Yes, follow our page. Like, share, and like.
Like, share, follow, hashtag.
Tweet.
Do hashtags even work on Facebook?
Yeah, they do.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, actually, if we're talking about shares, just a quick shout out to Michael Bird, who Michael, I see you sharing our stuff every day, and I just wanted you to know that I do notice that, and thank you.
We appreciate it. Anyway, that brings us to the end of the night. Thank you, everyone, for listening.
Our next episode will be the last episode before second edition comes out.
Yes.
Ooh. Do we have anything special for that?
Maybe we should do a retrospective.
Should we do a retrospective?
Should
we do it live?
What?
I've tossed this up a couple of times. I want to do a show live.
Okay, if you're
Bill
listening,
O'Reilly.
come to the Facebook page. Maybe we'll put a little thing on there, and let's gauge audience and interest.
Would you be okay to listen to us live? Would it be a complete waste of time?
Hang on. Do you know how many of our listeners are asleep right now?
Yeah, true. They just get up.
Almost me.
We're not doing a live episode, but if you... no, come on now.
24-hour live stream.
24
But
hours.
look, guys, if there's anything that you thought of about first edition and you would like us to throw in, let us know between now and the next episode.
Yeah.
Well, what about, I'll throw this out there, even if we don't spend a lot of time, I would like to hear your favourite Edition 1 moments.
Yep.
Okay.
What did you love? A ship,
Yeah.
a moment, a tournament, a game, a dice roll. You know what I'll do?
Paylob. Sorry. Spoiler, it's Paylob. Also, quickly, Paylob with Moldy Crow title, 50 points.
Oh no.
14 points on upgrades.
Yes.
I know what I'm taking to the game.
Yes.
I'm sorry, it's gonna happen, it's gonna be great. Anyway, thanks for listening, and good night.